Good afternoon and welcome to 40 questions. Now the very first one is, do you like blue cheese? And years ago, back in the 70s, when I was a young guy, when I used to travel around, I used to answer ads in the paper for share houses. And I was living in Whangarei, which is a northern New Zealand city. And I answered this ad, and this beautiful girl answered the door. And she had big grey eyes, and she said, "Are you a vegetarian?" Of course I said yes. Never had a vegetarian meal in my life. So the deal was that you had a week's grace to get to know everybody, and after a week the household would vote to decide whether or not you'd fit in or not. Anyway, I went round there for tea the very first night, and they had a big vegetarian spread. And I could smell it as soon as I walked in. In the middle of the table was a big pat of blue vein cheese. Now, I'd never tried it, but I just didn't like the smell. I thought, oh, here we go. And I sat down, and there was lentils and all sorts of vegetarian fare. Anyway, this beautiful girl, she's handed me this plate straight away. She knew, I'm sure she knew that I was having a lend. And she handed me this platter covered in blue vein cheese, and I had no choice but to take it, and took off a big portion, put it on my plate, and they're all just staring at me because I think they're all in on it. I think they knew I was making it up. But anyway, I took a bite of this blue vein cheese, expecting it to be absolutely disgusting, and it was one of the most lovely things I've ever tasted in my life. It was salty, it was exquisite. I couldn't believe it, and I've just waxed lyrical to these people, telling them, oh, this cheese is absolutely incredible, and blah blah blah. And this girl looked at me, and she knew. I know that she knew that I knew that she knew. If that makes any sense. She just gave me the nod as to say, all right, you passed that one, we'll let you off that one. So yeah, that's blue vein cheese. Next one is Coke or Pepsi. I'm going to have to say neither. I don't drink any of that stuff. Just water, tea or coffee. In a relationship, no. Only with my two whippets, or our two whippets. I share a house with a lady called Terry. It's a platonic relationship. We share the house. We pay the bills together. But we have Christmas and birthdays together. But apart from that, we live separate lives. What would I say on that one? The only women that sort of interest me are the smart ones, the intelligent ones, because they're the only ones that are likely to put me in my place and skewer my protestations and things that I say. I need somebody that's going to keep me honest and tell me, well, I'm full of crap when I am. But sadly, any woman that's smart enough to interest me is also too smart for me to have anything to do with me. So that's a two-edged sword. Oh, I've just blown it. We've just gone off the questions. Next one, number 4, whiskey, vodka or tequila. Neither. I'd have to say beer. Beer's strong enough for me these days. I don't like the hangovers, so I wouldn't have any of those three. Number 5, hot dog or cheeseburger. Again, neither. I'm more into the salad and meat and eggs and like proper food now. I don't really, I would eat it if I went to somebody's house. I would eat it with good grace, but it's not something I would choose. Number 6, favourite food would be mangoes, hands down, especially now I've given up sugar. Absolutely amazing taste. I had one a couple of days ago, and it's just that good. It's unbelievable. What do I drink in the morning? Definitely coffee. I have 12 double shots. I actually cut that down to 6 double shots now to try and save a bit of money. Can you do 100 push-ups? Definitely not. I can do 40. I've done 40, and the reason I did 40 was because once I got into my fitness kick, I remember reading somewhere that one of the tests for having a healthy heart is being able to do 40 push-ups. When I first started doing my exercises, I could only do 1 push-up. I'm not kidding you, just 1. And now I can do 40. So That's that one. Favourite season would be hands down autumn. That's when the surf's at its best, the water's still warm. The heat of the summer is starting to disappear, because here in Australia the summers can be brutal. So that's definitely autumn. Favourite hobby, number 10, would be YouTube. This is my new favourite thing. I'm absolutely loving this. I'm having an absolute ball making videos, talking to people, comments, and it's just been fantastic. Tattoos is a big no, although the only one I ever coveted, the only tattoo I ever saw, was when I was in jail in the 70s, and I did 6 weeks on remand for the crime of driving a car with dodgy number plates on it. So that was my big criminal career. I did 6 weeks in remand, but the tattoo one of the guys had in there was of Snoopy laying on the top of his dog kennel, and there's a bubble coming out just saying good grief. And I always thought that was the best tattoo I'd ever seen. Do I wear glasses? Yes, only for driving. My eyesight has actually improved over the years. My prescription is actually getting weaker. I don't need as much magnification, which is one of the few things I've ever heard of that improves with age. So I wear contact lenses out in the surf. Phobias, not now, but I used to have a huge phobia about snakes when I first came to Australia, because I grew up in New Zealand. I was born in England, grew up in New Zealand, and there's no snakes in New Zealand. And we were just me and a friend that I met over here, that he was a Kiwi too. I was just that terrified of snakes. Like we lived in a block of units in Mount Gravatt in Brisbane. It's a really urban built up area, and there was a Hills hoist in the backyard with a little tiny patch of grass, not much bigger than a postage stamp, and neither of us would go out after dark to get the clothes off the line, because we were just absolutely sure that the grass would be alive with poisonous snakes. So that was my phobia, but not anymore. Number 14, nicknames. Well, there's only basically one word that rhymes with Martin, and that's farting. And every school I went to, didn't matter if it was in England, in New Zealand or Australia, they all found that straight away, and I've never lived that one down. And what can I say? I do. Favourite candy would be probably Easter egg chocolate. One of the reasons I know I'm pretty well over the sugar thing now is I didn't have any Easter eggs this year. None. And I managed to. And they were there for months in the supermarket. So I think I've pretty well beaten that for now. Number 16, do you believe in ghosts? Well, I have to say yes or no. I'm not a believer, but I'm not a disbeliever either. Just because I can't see anything doesn't mean to say other people can't. You know, we can't see electromagnetic radiation. You know, we can't see radio waves. We can't see lots and lots of things that we know are real, like gravity, or lots and lots of things that we can't see. But we can't detect them. So I'm on the fence on that one. Biggest downfall is definitely laziness. Not only am I lazy, I love to laze. I've made lazing an art form. There's nothing better for me than to lay back on the bed with half a pizza and a bottle of beer, playing on YouTube or reading a book or watching TV or whatever. You know, laziness is definitely it. I'm not that lazy now. I'm managing to, I'm doing something every day, so I'm trying to combat that laziness, but it's definitely an inherent fault. Rain or snow? Ooh, I'd have to say rain here in Australia. Like, we're a drought-ravaged country most of the time, and well, it's getting hot in here. And the rain is always welcome, because it doesn't rain that much, and when it does rain, we need it. So that would be my pick on that one. Piercings is no, definitely not. Not into pain. Not keen on that whatsoever. Age, I'm 65. That's an easy one. French fries or onion rings? Probably neither, especially now. You know, but I would eat them. I probably enjoy a feed of French fries, or chips as we call them here in Australia. But it's not really something I'd go for at the moment. Favourite colour would be blue, for the ocean, I suppose. It's just one of those beautiful colours. Can I sing? No, that's an easy one. Can I whistle? No. Well, I used to be able to, but as the teeth fall out and the hair falls out, my ability to whistle has diminished considerably. Where were you born? 26. I was born in Southampton in England, and we immigrated from England to Australia when I was 12 in 1967 or 66. 67, I think. Siblings, yes, I have a sister. Sadly, we're not estranged, but we don't talk that much anymore. There's a strange story here. A few years ago, I contacted an old girlfriend from 30 years ago on Facebook, and we started chatting. You know, it was just she lived in Melbourne, I live in Newcastle. It's probably 1,000 kilometres apart. She dumped me back in the day, but I sort of got over that, and when I first clicked on it and sent a friend request, I remember thinking, am I going to get hurt doing this? And I'm thinking, no, I'm over that years ago. Look, it's not, you know, there's no possible way this can backfire. But my sister got onto Facebook too. She started getting friendly with her. They ended up having a huge argument. I don't know what over, I really don't. It backfired on me big time. We had words, she had words, and it all just blew up on my face. I'm now Facebook friends with neither. They both dumped me unceremoniously, so that's a cautionary tale. You know, sometimes it's better to let sleeping dogs lie, I found. Can I cook? Yes, if I have to, but these days, basically shaking the salad onto a plate, grilling some meat, chopping it up, throwing it on top. It's all done in 5 minutes, minimal washing up, and that's me done. Can I swim? Yes, I'm a pretty good swimmer. Am I religious? No, I'm not. But I would class myself as an agnostic. I don't rule anything out. Now, if anybody's seen my video about please Jesus send me $500, you know, that sort of had eerie overtones to it. I can still remember how that felt, and I didn't think it was funny. I wasn't mocking anybody. It shook me to the core, that incident. So I'm sitting on the fence. You know, I could go either way. I'm really starting to embrace people's religion now. You know, it's not for me right at the moment, but who knows, in, you know, 6 months time or 12 months time, who knows, you know, when new evidence comes to light, you know, it pays to be flexible and just take things as they come, instead of just being dogmatic and saying yes or no. Everything's grey areas, I think. Shower or bath? Definitely shower. Quick, easy, and you don't have to clean the bath. Big city or in nature? I think you probably guessed that one. Definitely nature. Am I a good friend? I like to think so now. I probably haven't been in the past. You know, I'm very after laziness, selfishness, and self-centeredness would probably be my next biggest downfall. And I can be pretty egotistical. You know, I've always had other people's good, you know, I've always had good intentions towards people. I always thought of their needs as much as I could, but, you know, could I have been a better friend? Definitely. Broken bones? Yes, I broke my arm when I was about 7 or 8, fell out of a tree, showing off as usual, and that was a point in my life that I'll never forget, because that was agony. So that really tempered my adventurousness, I suppose, or at least I actually started to do risk assessments as a matter of course after that. How many TVs? I own one TV, which I never watch, haven't watched it for years. Worst pain ever would be, I was going to say the broken arm, but probably losing our two, year before last, we lost our dear old staffies. One was 17, one was 14 within 3 weeks of each other. And the pain from that was horrendous. Like I still tear up as soon as I think of them, and they're buried outside my bedroom window. So yeah, that's probably the worst pain. Do I like to dance? Definitely not. It would be more, it wouldn't be dancing, it would be more just jumping around. Do I like camping? Love it. Absolutely love it. We've got some people coming here. I'm going to turn. Just lost my questions now. Come on. Where were we up to? Oh, come on. We have done that. Yep. Oh, can you whistle? I know we've done that one. I'm blowing this, aren't I? Oh, camping. Right. Wow. There goes the brain fade. Yes, love camping. In the 70s, I lived on the beach at a place called Noosa. It's a famous surfing spot. We lived in a national park in army tents for 2.5 years. We lived on pippies and rice and mangoes and pawpaws and bananas that were in an abandoned plantation up the back. Every 3 months or so, we'd hitchhike down to Brisbane and we'd work at a Golden Circle cannery. You used to get paid every day. Like we'd work for 2 days. We'd sleep on a park bench that night. You got paid each day when you went there, and that would be enough to keep us going for probably another 2 or 3 months for actual cash. Number 39 is, are you weird? I'd have to say definitely. Strange, weird, you name it. That's definitely in my DNA. Now, I've got to nominate, what's the next one? Yeah, you've got to nominate another 6. All right, off the top of my head, number 1 would be What's Up with Richard. That's the first one. The next one would be Fit Man, Fat Man, John Gardner. That's number 2. Number 3 would be Gives a Minute, Ben on at Gives a Minute, if he's keen to do this. Number 4 would be, oh, I should have written these down. Bonnie, I've forgotten the name now. She knows who she is. I'll have to send her a message. That's number 4 would be Bonnie. Number 5, Black Sheep Diaries. Jay at Black Sheep Diaries. Whether or not he's got the time or not, I don't know. And number 6, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Come on. Oh, the guy that's just done the moon videos. I'll have to leave that one in the description. I've got that, it's right in front of my face. I can't. No, I've lost it. I actually recommended him on the beginning of the last video, so I'll leave that one in the description. Number 6. I can't remember the name. I've got brain fade. So anyway, that's my 40 questions done. Like I said, anybody that's you know, it's not your cup of tea, just scroll past. You know, it's not rocket science. It's just a bit of fun. I'm glad I did it, and thanks to Kim for nominating me. And yeah, see you on the next one.